Allah in the name of Him, the most beneficent, the most merciful. This is Gabrielism program number 54, and that is my greatest pleasure today to describe for you in 2024 the next movement in the international chess. In the previous radio program, I described that about the politics and about the hegemonic and about the strategic changes in the world. We have to consider all of the countries and all of the earth and all of the populations and all of the nations as a great chessboard with a 264 square room plus about this number members. The members, they are countries, and if you see my YouTube program, you will see a chessboard with 264 square room plus 258 piece in four-dimensional world and 64 chess pieces in the three-dimensional world. Later on, when I describe the philosophy of the Gabrielism, that will absolutely and surely unify all of the religions and all of the schools, thinking schools, and all of the doctrines and theories in the world included capitalism, socialism, Marxism, and communism. You will see that the only philosophy that can unite all of these schools together, plus all of the religions, plus all of the science, even mathematics and physics and psychology, this is the Gabrielism. Gabrielism, if you learn and teach Gabrielism, you will do great achievement about science, technology, and about your life. You improve yourself day by day, because I will say the mysteries of the brain based on physics, and nobody told you during the history these mysteries. These mysteries of the brain based on particle physics will change your life forever, and you will get day by day more happy, healthy, wealthy, and you will have enough motivation for your life to do great things in the about you, yourself, and your family, and your country, and all of the international society. Today, my YouTube program is dedicated to Pope Benedict, and I will say why. Just very carefully, please listen to my statement today and see and analyze my chessboard. And I sent you at the beginning of this YouTube clip this Gabrielism chess. This is 3 plus 4 3 plus 4 dimensional chess, and in this chessboard you see a snake or dragon snake is representative of China. uh, uh, Cow is representative of India. These two countries, they are greatest and powerful, most powerful countries of the future, and you will see why based on Gabrielism. China and India will be the most powerful countries about everything: money, about wealth, about science and technology in the future, and I will prove that by philosophy of the Gabrielism. Today, my YouTube program is dedicated to Pope Benedict, and you will see in this Gabrielism chessboard, king is representative of the Pope. Benedict, a snake or dragon, is representative of China. Cow is representative of the India. Castle or what is the name, rook inside chessboard is representative of the Islam and Islamic societies. Elephant, I don't want to say right now what is elephant for, but about a horse or about knight is representative of the Jewish people. Pope Benedict is the white king in my chessboard. Later on, I will say you why learning this chessboard and chess game and these new rules for four-dimensional chess is so much important for you to understand the nature of yourself, your consciousness, and be more successful about your life. So I appreciate all of the broadcasters and all of the developers in the world, all of the media who send my voice for everybody. Just want to say that in the previous speech or a statement that was so much important, plus the statement, short statement or short speech that I made few hours before New Year, about 10 days ago. Please listen those ones very carefully. However, I forgot to upload the first statement that I made for make deep changes toward justice. Just few hours before New Year, I forgot to record or upload to the YouTube. But I am sure many novel journalists they have asked them to give you, and I am sure that in the future program, in the oncoming program, later on, we will talk about those important subjects. But today's subject is based on previous statement, and that is that Europe, especially France, Italy, and Germany, can be the capital of the great changes in 2024. And what would be benefit and profit for European people and European countries if they want to be the capital of the change in the world? They will have more jobs, more money, more welfare, more happiness, and more justice and more justice developer in the world. And that is very important for Europe. Please, European countries and its great nation, listen to me very carefully. God bless you all, and God bless Pope Benedict. What is our aim? In the previous statement, I said that Putin invaded Ukraine because of the justice. The same is Kim Jong-un, who will be the greatest general inside military general inside 2024. He also wants justice, and his opinion is that we want justice. The same opinion is for great man and leader for China. Xi Jinping interested about justice and distributing justice in the world. About that, I just wanted to remember you, and I want to say what is the next international movement by Europe. So all of the countries must consider very carefully, especially Christians. About Islam and Islamic prophets, I want temporarily to confess some criticals that they attribute to Prophet Muhammad, peace upon him. Don't remember that. I always use Allah Rabbuna wa Rabbukum and start my statement by using the word, the most holy and great word in the religions, Allah. Later on, I will say to everybody what is Allah and how is Allah working in the world and what is his effect in the world. But today I want temporarily agree with Christians and Jewish people and other nations that they criticize or may criticize Prophet Muhammad, peace upon him, and say that look at our Prophet Moses never killed anybody, just one man, and that was the mistake. And look at Jesus, who was the distributor of the kindness in the world, and even about its enemy, his enemy, he never did any revenge and forgave all of the people and was kind to all of the creatures, all of the human beings, women, children, and adults, males and females, even whores and prostitutes. Jesus was kind to all of them, never killed any, even insect, any creatures, and was kind to all of the human beings. They say, look at our prophet as Jesus, our Lord as Jesus, look at our Lord as Moses, and look at Prophet Muhammad who used sword, and using sword by Muhammad is not appropriate for a prophet. In the parenthesis, I want to say that Muhammad participated as a commander in the wars, but never used sword in any war, and Muhammad never killed anybody by his hand. The followers of the Muhammad, based on the verse of the Quran, they defend themselves in the wars that they say jihad. And that is not the subject of our discussion. Temporarily, we say, okay, I agree with you. Our prophet is the prophet of the war, and your prophet is the prophet of the peace. I am not talking especially about Moses. We separate Moses and Prophet Muhammad from this discussion and temporarily accept all of the criticize that you would say about Prophet Muhammad. But about Jesus, you claim that he was kind about every being, every creature. I want to say to all of the Christians, especially Italy and Pope Benedict, that I want to say that after this statement today, Italy can be the most important and effective country in the world that want to show the kindness of the Jesus to all of the countries and all of the nations. So if all of the Christians, especially Catholic peoples in the world who has populations more than 1 million people, please listen carefully, because after that you can make great changes, especially about justice and happiness and kindness of the Jesus. We accept that Jesus was kind to all of the beings, and Jesus forgave all of the human beings, or Jesus was somebody who asked from God to forgive anybody, even any worst sinners in the world. So Jesus was so kind, and Jesus was, and we want to say we agree about that. Let us to perform based on Jesus' behavior, traditions, and orders. We want to make peace. That was the will and wish by Jesus, and we want to make justice in the world. So these countries, especially Germany, France, and Italy, they can collaborate with each other and make great change in the world. So please listen carefully, and another time I appreciate all of the noble media and journalists, etc., etc., etc. What is the plan? What is the next movement in the international chessboard of the world? I want to say that that is necessary for Vladimir Zelensky to go to some place that is indifferent, and in all of the European countries that is necessary to invite Vladimir Putin or his representative to make permanent peace agreement. Otherwise, Ukraine will lose more lands, and Ukraine absolutely will surrender, and all of the territories of the Ukraine will join to the motherland. So that is my recommendation for European countries, and that is very, very necessary. Otherwise, Ukraine is lost forever and joined to the motherland forever. And that is the procedure. You can see the progress of the battlefields inside Ukraine. So, about the conflicts and troubles between Palestinians and Israel, that is necessary all of the Christian societies to come and interfere. That is necessary Hamas deliver all of the weapons and surrender to Israel. Otherwise, the bloody war and killing each other will continue. Obviously, Palestinians will be loser in this game. Palestinians will surrender finally, but after a lot of people that they lose in the war, and a lot of dead people, a lot of wounded people, and that is not our subject. We don't want to discuss about that. Just want to say that this war will continue till that the battlefield will develop to the Lebanon and Beirut, and the south of the Lebanon will be destroyed another time, just like about 20 years ago. Then this war will develop to Syria, Iraq, and even to Iran, and that is forecastable for me, obviously. My recommendation for Hamas is to deliver their weapon. An international organization come and interfere, especially Pope Benedict and all of the Christians, if they truly believe that Jesus is the only resource of the kindness in the world. Plus, that I want to say that we will forget that two great bloody war with World War One and World War Two, both created by Christian countries, and Christian countries killed each other, and other non-Christian countries, a lot of people died, totally about 150 millions people destroyed by Christian countries during the bloody wars 1 and 2. We will forget that temporarily and come back to the Pope Francis, and will say that you are the king of the world right now. We suppose that, and we give you authority to you and all of the three great important technological achieved countries, Italy, France, and Germany. They can make great change, but first of all, that is necessary. That is necessary to make permanent peace agreement and keep your promise forever. Act upon your promise forever to never be more closer or threaten the borders of the great Russia. So, we forget all of the things that happened before under the name of the Christians, and we say that world nowadays more than ever need to get rid of brutality, hostility, slaughterness, and all of the savage people. And Christians, that is, they have very, very, very important role nowadays, and they can divide based on justice, kindness, limitless, endless kindness of the Jesus. God bless all of the Christians and Happy New Year another time. And what is the next movement, and what will happen if European countries, especially under leadership of the France, do act upon the guidance of the Jesus who is connected to Mahdi, and Mahdi is connected to me. So that is the next movement that I propose to the main gamers in this international chess board. And what is that? We want to make 1 billion new Christians in the world. Many people, they are awaiting in Africa and in India, who suffers from poverty in many places, in China and many other Asian countries, in even Islamic countries like Iran, inside Africa, they are ready to join to this to be followers of the Jesus, and I am not joking. But Christians, especially European countries who claim that they are Christians, that is necessary to prove kindness of the Jesus, bringing technology to all of the countries. That is the plan of the Mahdi and Jesus all together, both, to make a united monetary and economical system in the about the countries who join to this community. So Asia, Africa, and Europe, after peace agreement between Russia and Ukraine, can join together to make a financial system, an economic system, united economic system based on justice. And what is that? We see that inside United States of America we have capitalism. I said, especially a few hours before New Year, that America need to make change by people to bring moderated capitalism. That is not our subject right now, so we say temporarily goodbye to America and its great nation. Our subject today is Europe and its role in this year. If Europe acts appropriately, I will make European countries the capital of the change toward distribute based on justice all of the economy, money, resource, beauty for all of the nations and all of the countries. Especially the kindness of the Jesus must be distributed equally between all of the nations and all of the countries. Nowadays, world, especially in some places like Iran, needs the kindness of the Jesus to show the real essence of the Jesus, that was kindness and kindness of the God. We want to show what is Christianity and why that is necessary. The brutal societies and brutal savageness must be reduced, and that is the only way nowadays is the way of the Jesus. So, what is the plan? We said capitalism needs to moderate, and I call this new system moderated capitalism. About socialism, we have problem. What is the problem about socialism, Marxism, and communism? After a while, that government interfered inside the economy and gave homeless people, poor people, gave them money, house, governmental small house. You saw inside in Finlandia how they did excellent in Finlandia, in Norwegia, inside Finland and Norway. They did excellent, and especially inside Germany, Denmark, Sweden, they did perfectly socialism principle, and they divided all of the resources after, for example, they divided all of their incomes by government, from tax, from everything, from selling technology to other countries. They divided all of this money between people, more equal than any places in other world. So after a while, you see there is no homeless inside Finland, inside Norwegia. All of the people have a little, but they have all things that is necessary for life. They may suffer from being jobless, or suffer from not having a great aim in their life, but they have enough for living. Nobody is hungry, nobody is shaking his body or her body because of not having enough clothes. Nobody live inside the cold streets. Everybody have a little enough shelter, enough food, enough clothes, and enough medicine, because government support these poor people inside Europe. For jobless people, government pay salary every month, maybe 800 euro or 1000, and that is not enough, but people can live. But the problem about this system is that, okay, you prepared the minimum necessities of the life for everybody inside the society. What is the next step? This approach, this approach is not acceptable by United States of America, because they truly say this approach of the Marxist socialism or communism make people lazy. I want to say that we have to combine the privilege of the socialism with a privilege of the capitalism, and we have to say goodbye to socialism after a while, that we prepared as a government or government members. We prepared, for example, the necessity of the life for all of the people, so we don't need to continue this approach that would and surely make people lazy. People say, okay, we have enough shelter, we have enough food and clothes, we don't need to go to the work. So this approach is not acceptable. So we have to make change so that is necessary. After that, government successfully, like Finland, like Norway, after that, government successfully prepared the necessity and needs for all of the peoples, so they have enough for living. We have to do next step, and next step is bringing moderated capitalism for European countries. I want to describe later on in the next sessions about this about the details of the moderated capitalism. But what I want to say that France and its great people, they are ready to be and to make France another time the capital of the changes in the world. So, what is the approach? If European countries and Russia make peace agreement, uh, that is the great, great, great success to make a new union against United States of America, because we said in the previous sessions that and not many Americans, not all of the Americans, a little percentage of the rich Americans, they say that they are more valuable than any other being because their blood, their race, their colors skin and their eyes colors may and their brain make them more valuable than anybody else. So they believe that they are the only genius, smart people in the world, and God gave them privilege over other nations and other races and other countries. So in the previous session, I said that many of these rich people who are Jewish, especially, they believe that they are chosen by God because they are Jewish. Also, they are Jewish because they are chosen by God, and vice versa. And they believe that that is their right to be dominant over other nations because of their races and because of their beliefs and because of their religion. We want to say that that is against the teaching by Jesus Christ, and that is against the teaching by Pope Francis. You see that how much South American countries and Latin America they hate this approach and behavior by some of these rich Americans. So they are ready in South America, many countries they are ready to join to Europe, and Italy can be most powerful, effective country. The leadership belongs to France, and technology is belongs mostly to Germany. All these three countries can join together to make a union of the countries against this bad approach by United States of America. And what is the solution? The solution is making united monetary system for the members. And what is the next step and what we have to do this? Before that, we have to distribute new devices to all of the African countries, all of the Middle East countries, all of the Asian countries. We have to make devices something like cell phones, and these devices make automated or make automation about financing and about accounting system. So all these devices will connect to each other and will connect to one central communication centers, one central processor inside France. France can be trustable by Russians. However, they had a problem during the history, and for first time Napoleon Bonaparte attacked and invaded Russia. But Russians, they are reasonable and they are ready to forget all of this bad history and troubles and conflictions between France and Russians. So, if you make permanent peace between Russia and European countries, however, America will interfere to ruin everything. And if you make permanent peace agreement, we will be able, by the help of Almighty God, plus the union of Germany, France, and Italy. The spiritual leader is Pope Francis. Please listen carefully to his preach. The economical leader is Germany. The the political leader is France, and the kindness leader they are Italy and Italians. So they will make a united system. And what is this united system? The devices inside any small or big business, any any factories inside every African countries, that is the realm of the France mostly, Inside any Muslim countries who join to France, you have to make 2 billion these new devices. The connection system is not hackable because that is its own uh, computer program language. Even using the old system like analog system or old softwares, that was not so much possible. For example, 25 years before, that was not easy to hack something because that was most of the system they use the analog system. That it doesn't matter. I don't want to interfere about technical system. Just want to say that very special hardwares and softwares and computer programming must be input to these new devices. These new devices will divide to all of the businesses, small, big, all of the producers, all of the factories. Why that is necessary? Because France, that I will come over there and I want to make a universal central bank inside Paris. I will go there and I will establish there a universal central bank. And what is the role of this universal central bank? This universal central bank calculates very precisely all of the economies, all of the macroeconomic factors, all of the national accountings, the balance sheets will send to this central bank, and this bank will publish united money to all of these countries. Even euro would be acceptable by Russia. Russia want to get right itself and all of the countries from cheater dollar. So immediately Russia will agree if some money that is more honest. Obviously, euro is more honest than dollar, and dollar is more cheaper than euro. So we can make all of the countries, all of the African countries, Middle East countries, Asian countries, even China and India will join to this system and accept euro as a transactory monetary system between themselves. Plus that, Pope Benedict will invite Indians without leaving the traditions uh, and the beliefs that they are true, based on Gabrielism. And based on Gabrielism, incarnation or reincarnation is absolutely true, and I will prove that someday I will prove that. But I want to assure you, reincarnation is absolutely true because if I describe for you Gabriel's philosophy and describe for you what will happen for consciousness after death, you will see that the consciousness after death will enter to four-dimensional world, and this four-dimensional world is the same yin yang and is the same quantum space. And for example, if we evoke the consciousness of the Jesus that I will do beside the Pope, the consciousness of the Jesus come and I speak with the nations and peoples and invite them to the God. This consciousness of the Jesus will recorrect some little wrongs inside Bible and say what was that his meaning from this statement. So we will evoke, we will summon the consciousness of the Jesus. How I can do this? By describe for people what is four-dimensional world, that people's consciousness after death will enter to this dimension, and in this dimension the trace of the Jesus we will find, and then like something like radio, we will set uh, the frequencies about communication with Jesus, and Jesus will come and speak with all of the nations and invite them to Christianity. So, about 1 billion people inside India, inside China, immediately will believe in Jesus and will have faith to the Jesus, and Jesus will help them to solve the problem. So that is very, very great important for Europe to do this, because the only things that can help all of the nations to get rid of brutality, savageness, cruelty, and injustice nowadays is just and just Jesus. So that is very important. Tell us that European countries can make 100 trillion euros well for themselves by privilege of the something inside the countries that join to this community. So that is very important. First of all, these new devices as a competitor with the American systems like Windows, like any devices that is created every day inside the United States. Parallelly, inside Europe, we have to immediately make new devices, and we must divide all of these devices and install all of them to all of the countries, African countries, Asian countries. So we have cooperation with China, Russia, and India. These countries, they are very great, very vast, and especially China and Russia, they have 3 billion people. So tell us that we will have 1 billion new Christians inside 2024. I can promise that. But at the same time, we will cooperate with these countries to make a parallel system. What is this parallel system? Parallel financial system will connect all of these countries financially together. That means that FATO, and that means that all of the all of the necessities to be under the financial rules, like clarity about financial statements, we have to make these devices. These devices, for most of the people who can't do accounting, make automation about accounting. This accounting makes them trustable to be joined to Euro region. So all of the African countries soonly will join to Euro region if we do appropriately, and if we promise them to this country, if we promise to Asian countries or Middle East countries, Islamic countries who join to us, we promise them to show the mercy and kindness of the Jesus, and mercy of the and kindness of the Jesus. If we distribute to all of these Asian countries and Middle East countries and African countries, nobody want to immigrate, especially illegally, to European countries, and the problem of the refugees will be solved forever. Instead of immigration, we promise them to bring European technologies, European achievement to their lands, so they don't need to immigrate, because they can stay in their homelands, and we bring Europe for themselves. We bring the mercy and kindness of the Jesus for these countries. So this is the next important movement in the international chessboard by European countries, especially France, Italy, and Germany. Germany can make empowerment about its economy and distribute technology and its strong financial system to the African countries, make these countries industrial and show the mercy and kindness of the Jesus. We just don't think about ourselves or our profits. we are not similar to United States that just think about themselves. A few rich people just want to think about themselves. In the parentheses, I want to say that Bill Gates, Elon Musk, and many others, they are very nice people, and they want to serve all of the nations. But we can't prove this to Africans, to most of the Europeans, especially left parties, to Marxists and communists. So we have to make our own separate system that can do parallelly with the Western American system. So soonly South American countries will join to us, and 6 billion they are against 1 billion. That means that America will be alone and isolated, and increasement of the money and power will turn to the eastern countries, Europe, and Europe can be another time the capital of the world. If you remember, 500 years ago, Europe was the dominant power in the world. However, they fight each other a very long, over 300 years. That was just the fight between European powers inside themselves uh, after Renaissance. So, if Europe want another time to be capital of the world, this is the way. Make peace agreement with Russia, Ukraine, Vladimir Zelensky if want to keep Ukraine and don't lose more lands that is necessary immediately come to the peace. So that is necessary. Emmanuel Macron, I am so happy about new Prime Minister Gabriel. I don't know what is his name fully, but that is necessary. Emmanuel Macron invite Putin or his representative to Paris, plus Zelensky come over there and make permanent peace agreement. Then Pope will be a spiritual leader for this great worldwide movement, and this is justice. All of these countries, they are seeking justice. They are searching for justice, and most of these countries that will join to this new plan, they believe that America cheated by about dollar, about cryptocurrencies, about making wars in other lands. And I want to say that the most cheating, the most people who are cheating and lost money, they are American people. I don't want to say uh, what happened for the aids by American taxpayers that send for Ukrainian people. A lot of money is wasted and were stolen, and because I don't want to describe about that because that is not our subject and that is not my business. Until that, some journalists come and ask me sincerely what happened for the 90 percentage of the money that belonged to the American great nation. They cheated Americans and they wasted 90 percentage of the taxes that they took to send aid for Ukraine. So, come back to the main discussion. So, a lot of countries that believe United States of America is not deserved to keep dollar the dominant money over the world or to be the advanced runner about science and technology can join to this new camp. So I want to ask Macron, please invite Putin or his representative, Lavrov or anybody else, to come and join and sign agreement of the peace, permanent peace between Europe and Russia. And this new agreement of the peace must be empowered by Pope Benedict and true Christians, especially Catholics, because that is necessary for the future of the Catholic and future of the Christianity. Then we will go to distribute the kindness of the Jesus to all of the African countries and Asian countries and send the message of the Jesus Christ to Indians who in some places they are not worshipping true God, and however about reincarnation they have absolute right, and I don't want to say right now why, because we will get far from the main subject. About the China, a lot of people unfortunately use bad foods that is not acceptable and make disease like COVID-19. We have to guide them. Plus the Japanese, they all want justice. All of the peoples want justice. We have finally to remove all of the borders, but the injustice inside the capitalism, the injustice inside United States of America, war making by capitalism would never leave people to peacefully together and live based on justice. That is time, a good time, appropriate time about uh, Christian European noble peoples. 500 million noble people live inside Europe. That is the appropriate time to get rid of sleep and take a good, uh, great aim for this great nation. And what would be this aim? Send the message of the Jesus, the kindness of the Jesus, distribute equally the kindness of the Jesus over Asians, Japanese, Indians, Chinese, Middle East countries who suffer from fraud and cruelty and dictatorship. Inside Africans bring for themselves new technology, deliver new technology to those countries, and take these countries under the shade of the Jesus. Take these countries and these nations under the mercy of the Jesus. Success for all of these nations. Happiness that is direct result of the Jesus for all of these nations. Technology for all of these nations. Good economy for all of these nations. Prevent about corruptions and frauds for all of these countries. The money that every joined countries can rely on it, and the mercy and kindness of the Jesus, that will make great power, and that will make Italy most influential spiritual power for Italia and Italy people. So I want to recommend Italia can be another time one topmost one influential country. France can be game changer, and also Germany can make more acceptable economic system for all of the nations in the world. So if Europe and its great people listen to me, the amazing days is coming and Europe will be game changers. I am at your service, and I am to be friend for anybody, any company for consultation. My direct number for consultation of the leaders, noble politicians, or their secretaries is 0098 933 16 28 920. God bless you all. Thank you for listening. Thank you all of the broadcaster and developers. We have to make a competitor for America. This competitor can provoke United States and its great people to make changes and corrections and amendment and improvement about whatever they have to offer to all of the nations. If America remain unique, that is a great danger. If we don't have parallel system that can that that can be compatible with United States, that would be a disaster, and that would be racist and is not acceptable by Almighty God. God bless you all and thank you for listening. Thank you all of the noble people who broadcast my voice.